And then he obviously has frustration. And I could absolutely see him going out, you know what? It would be great to have German generals that actually do what we asked them to do, knowing that's a third, maybe not fully being cognizant of the third rail of German generals who are Nazis and whatever.
I just love that we've reached the point in American political discourse where a host who does the news every day and has for many, many years and makes millions of dollars doing it just threw out are Nazis or whatever. Or whatever. That's the last thing you can or whatever. They're Nazis. I don't mean like they're like Nazis. They seem to like no, they were the literal you know how like when there's a new terrible person and we call them Nazis, we're referencing these Nazis, these exact ones. And wait a second, are you telling me that you don't think that we should avoid putting Donald Trump into the White House because he said that Hitler has good ideas? But your defense of him is he doesn't understand that Nazi generals were Nazis? That's your defense of him? That's not your defense of him. That's one of the reasons you scroll on the admittance paperwork for sending him to the loony bin. And you think that that's a protection for Donald Trump? He doesn't get that Hitler's generals were also Nazis? First of all, the dude had like a book of Hitler's speeches next to his bedside. If he knows anything about anything, he knows about the Nazis. He's just taken all of the wrong lessons from what he's learned. But anyway, we have others, more laughable attempts to defend him. But Trae, what do you think?
I mean, yeah, it's just funny to find yourself on cable news and just defending a position of like, look, I mean, all right, so yeah, so they were Nazis, but you know, like there are other good things about them. You know what I mean? Like, they dressed well. What he just likes they dress well. They're organized. You know, they're disciplined. Like he just meant all that. Like, can he just like that and not really even care about all the Holocausty stuff? You know, like the way they have to spin these things is so funny. But it's like, I mean, you know, I hate this name, but I particularly hate it because it, seems appropriate for him. He's, Teflon Don, right? Nothing ever sticks to him. It really doesn't. It's a unique strategy. Sorry, I had a cold earlier this week. I'm kind of still getting over it, but he, it's just an endless deluge of terrible things and scandals and BS and whatnot. And it makes it almost impossible for anyone, however much they care, to keep up with all of it, or to log all of it away and care appropriately about all of the horrible things that he does. And it's like, it takes like a singular form of idiotic and sociopathic talent to even land on that approach, and that's what makes Donald Trump, I guess.
You're 100% right. And I get it. Like, it's not like Kilmeade's going to be like, you know what? I've sat here before you, America, for this many years defending Donald Trump, but this goes too far. No, he likes having a fancy house. He's going to keep defending him. He goes to work and opens up his computer to be like, what do I have to excuse? Not, is it okay that he did this? It's just, what is the thing I'm going to have to pretend is not a massive problem? So yeah, just absolutely ridiculous. It's the generals.
A storm is tearing up the digital media industry. Only our audience can save us in these difficult times. Help us reach our goal of 100,000 new members at tyt.com/team.
How some people, apologists, will be like, yeah, well, some of the Nazis were just following orders. Mm-hmm. They were following the general's orders. They're the most responsible. They're the biggest Nazis. That's why they led the Nazis. God, these people. But anyway, he's at least, I guess, trying to make a case. Jesse Waters doesn't have the mental ability of even a Kilmeade. So the best he can do is this.
So it means it's time for...
New hoax alert. New hoax alert.
The left's biggest hoax chef, Jeffrey Goldberg at The Atlantic, has cooked up a doozy. Says Trump admired Hitler. There's no recordings of this, and everyone says it's baloney.
Okay, so to be clear, they're saying they cooked up a new hoax. He says that the guy who wrote it for The Atlantic says Trump says he likes Hitler. No, no, Trump's chief of staff said that he likes Hitler. And when you say everybody says it's baloney, no, not the guy who was talking to him, not the, multiple star Marine Corps general that's widely admired across all of the establishment, Republicans and Democrats and all. Like the best, I guess you go to maybe a Kilmeade now for, well, here's a little bit of nuance that if your day drinking is persuasive or something. For Jesse Waters, it's, I guess you're really tired at that point at night. So all you need is, he puts up like Comic Sans font and then tells you they made it up. Yeah, but what's your case? Like, can we analyze whether it's consistent with other things that Donald Trump has said and done? Is John Kelly coming out and saying, I don't support him, I think he's dangerous? Could we maybe look at many of the other people that had previously worked in the Trump administration? Because it kind of like there's a whole cast of characters now of people who've said they've worked with him and they don't think he should ever hold power. So no, of course, with the Jesse Waters, you're never going to get that. It's the lowest common denominator, lowest effort, lowest thought. It's barely even punditry at this point. Any other thoughts, Trey?
Yeah, I mean, you said, is it consistent with things Trump has done before? I mean, that's what I was thinking. I mean, like, of course he likes Hitler. He loves dictators, and everybody knows, he makes no bones about it. He loves Putin. He loves Kim Jong-un. He loves Orban. And I mean, any of them, any autocratic despot he's a fan of. And it's like, it makes sense. Why does he like them? Because they rule with an iron fist. They suffer no dissent. They snap their fingers and people fall out of windows mysteriously. Like, he is jealous of that. He likes that. People do what they say. So the idea that he would say, like, I need the type of generals that Hitler had, meaning ones who will do whatever I tell them to, country be damned, it makes all the sense in the world. Nothing is more easily believable than that. But even if they had him on tape saying it or whatever, it still wouldn't surprise me if there would be people saying, oh, that audio is doctored, it's been altered or whatever. They'd be denying it anyway because, they do the whole fake news thing. And that was his biggest, one of his biggest victories when he burst on the scene, was doing that. And it's like that quote from 1984 or whatever. It says the party told you to deny the evidence of your eyes and your ears. It was their final, most essential command. They've had that going for 8 years now, and it's still going strong. So, it wouldn't even, they keep talking about this big possible rumored, like, massive bombshell that's coming, and there's video of it and whatnot. I just have no faith that whatever that is, I just do not believe that it will matter because nothing else ever has. So I'm, not counting on that to make any difference. So, yeah.
I agree. Also, I'd like to give you bonus points for actually completing that quote, because I think that's the money part of the quote. The denying the evidence is all well and good, but anyway, I'm a fan of the book. But and you're right to point out, like, there is supposedly something floating around. I haven't been able to find it yet. Look, I have read a report that supposedly at a donor thing, Trump groped someone. I have not seen any evidence of that, and I have not seen it reported in a place that I consider to be reputable. I'm not talking about the model that he groped. We're going to be talking about that later in the show. This is a different person that he groped. So until we see any evidence or there's credible reporting, we're not reporting on that. But that said, when all the people on the right are immediately like, there's a deep fake coming. Well, you guys don't know if it's a deep fake or not. And let's be very clear, you don't care. They don't care about any of this. If a video came out of Donald Trump, like just singing the N-word to the tune of Sound of Music as he skipped through the streets, they would not say that it's a deep fake because it seems unlikely. They would say it because they don't care whether he did it or not. They don't care if he groped someone. They don't care if he liked Hitler. Many of them do. Like, they're just not concerned with it. If Donald Trump went in the face of a MAGA voter and screamed you dirty peasant, get out of my face, they'd respond, this feels like a deep fake to me. Like, they don't want to believe this stuff. I don't even think that the party needs to tell them to deny the evidence of their eyes and ears. The message is coming from inside their skull. They want to deny the evidence because they like the idea that he is someone that he has never been and never can be.